It's noteworthy that 12 years after the launch, in November 1989, NASA officially renamed the project to the more snobbish Voyager Interstellar Mission Spacecraft. Instruments of secondary importance were permanently deactivated. Only 7 research gadgets continue to function on board the probe. What fate awaited the second Voyager next? By November 5, 2017, the spacecraft was about 116 astronomical units, or about 11 billion miles from Earth, moving at 9.6 miles relative to the Sun in the direction of the constellation telescope. If Voyager 2 maintains current speed parameters, it'll take approximately 19,390 years to cover a distance of only 1 light-year. Do you want to know what significant event happened on July 8, 2019? On this day, on a command from the Voyager 2 Center, it successfully launched the maneuver trajectory correction instruments that are used to control the spacecraft for the foreseeable future. Further, on October 28, 2020, NASA re-established contact with Voyager 2, more than 11.6 billion miles away from Earth. Now, the probe is outside the influence of the Sun in the interstellar medium. By the way, the original Voyager mission was designed to implement a program called the Grand Tour, which involves a large trip to the planets of the solar system. An ambitious plan in the late 1970s was for a sophisticated space exploration craft to explore the 5 outer planets. But scientists were forced to partially freeze the project in January 1972, primarily due to unjustified costs projected at $1 billion. Instead, it was proposed to launch just 2 spacecraft to Jupiter and Saturn in 1977. Both probes were designed specifically to study the 2 gas giants, and they were far more suitable than their predecessors, Pioneers 10 and 11, launched in 1974. The mission planners suggested that if the first Voyager succeeded, they would redirect the second one to Uranus and Neptune. This could be done using gravitational maneuvers, as happened later. Each of the 2 spacecraft was equipped with a slow-scan color television camera to take pictures of cosmic bodies and their satellites. The vehicles also had an extensive set of instruments for recording magnetic, atmospheric, satellite, and other data about the planets and their satellites. Both spacecraft designs were based on the older Mariner models. Until March 7, 1977, they were known as Mariner 11 and Mariner 12. Then the head of NASA, James Fletcher, announced that they would be renamed Voyagers. But everyone's wondering what Voyager 2 is doing right now. In the dark depths of space, billions of miles from home, NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft has become an important link in astronomical research, becoming the second probe ever to dive into interstellar space. But of course, such a serious mission didn't go smoothly. As of November 2018, NASA, as usual, kept in touch with the probe, but one day the agency staff were unable to contact the device, which was quite a surprise. This was preceded by an unprecedented event that occurred on January 28, 2020. What happened? Was the spaceship attacked by aliens, or was it swallowed up by a black hole? No, just the probe suddenly stopped moving. Voyager 2 stopped just before making its planned maneuver. The craft had to turn 360 degrees to calibrate one of the onboard instruments, but instead it didn't budge. As a result, both Voyager systems worked non-stop, consuming huge amounts of energy. So what was the problem? The spacecraft used up the available power source too quickly, and this led to the launch of the protection system. When rebooted, the software automatically turned off Voyager 2's scientific instruments to save power. After all, it has a rather limited supply of resources. The issue needed to be urgently addressed as Voyager 2 continued to move away from Earth. Thus, in order to avoid such failures and significantly improve communication, an antenna modification plan was proposed as a solution to the situation. During the implementation of the project, radio communication with Voyager 2 was completely turned off, and for a whole year. It was a risky undertaking, but necessary, so the engineers went all in. Fortunately, the year of silence passed relatively calmly for the probe, so the project was completed successfully and rather quickly. Contact with Voyager 2 resumed on November 2, 2020 after